installment of Ticket Stubs and Popcorn. I am Frank.
And I'm Peter.
All right, today we're going to be talking about Michael B. Jordan.
Yes, but before we get into
Michael
B. Jordan, I got a question for you.
All right, that's it, because I have one for you about like which Munchkin and Munchkin
yes.
would do.
No, we're not doing
but
that.
we're not going to do
Okay.
it. All right.
All right. So after we talk about Michael B. Jordan,
yeah. What do you want
I'm
to
going to ask this question, you ponder it, and we'll talk about it at the end. There's a wonderful history through Hollywood of sports movies.
Yes.
Sometimes they can be feel good, sometimes they could be, kind of a little exposition.
Yep.
But sports movies. Now, keeping that in mind, is there a sport that you haven't seen in a movie, like featured in a movie, or one that we don't see often?
Okay.
Because there are some sports we see a lot more than others.
Okay.
Featured in a movie.
Now
so
we're talking.
let's think about that.
Okay. All right.
Yeah, we'll talk about
That's
it.
cool. All right.
Michael B. Jordan.
Michael B. Jordan. Go ahead.
I was pleased that you added the B, because I was thinking Michael Jordan. All I had was Space Jam.
Yeah.
I was really at a loss for Michael Jordan, but Michael B. Jordan.
There was that time though that he acted as a baseball player.
Yes.
Was not believable.
Not very
at
good.
all.
No.
Was not.
Yeah. Well,
believable at all.
It just proves that we
Worst
can't be good at
baseball
everything.
actor ever. So go ahead.
But he's pretty good at basketball.
Yeah.
He was passable.
Yeah.
He was passable. Okay.
No Larry Bird. Sorry. I'm just a white guy from Boston, so I gotta go Larry Bird.
Oh my goodness. Okay. Michael B. Jordan. Let's go with Michael B. Jordan.
What I appreciate there is the space that you left me to edit out stuff.
Yes.
And now you guys will never know what I edited out, because I edited it out. So, Corky, stop rolling your eyes at me, you little. Go ahead, Michael B. Jordan.
Isn't it time to send him out for lunch?
His blood sugar gets low. All right.
Michael B. Jordan. I enjoy Michael B. Jordan performances. I think he's a force to be reckoned with. I think he really is. And so I'm going to start with my first one is possibly the first time I noticed him. And it's a performance that I like. It's a movie that I like. It's called Chronicle. And it's really kind of interesting in the sense that it's like it's a superhero origin story that's really not a superhero movie.
Okay.
And it's one of those what do they call that? Like a lost or retrieved video footage sort of a thing, and they try to piece that sort of
found footage kind of thing.
Yeah.
Like Blair Witch Project.
Like Blair Witch Project, that sort of a thing.
Or My Wedding.
Wow. Okay. We'll be showing snippets from the wedding video later sometime.
Burned. Go ahead.
Okay. Think happy thoughts. Calm blue ocean. Calm blue ocean. So in this movie, Chronicle, it's a story of three high school seniors. One of them is I'm not gonna say antisocial. He's just
not very
kind of friendless. Yeah, he's kind of friendless. He's a little bit. He's got some home.
Wait.
problems.
An awkward high school kid.
Yeah, exactly. Go figure. Is there such a thing?
That's all of them.
We'll just try and make them awkward.
Exactly. Yeah. Kids, it gets better. Go ahead.
Yeah, we have his video from his wedding as proof.
Yeah, that's better.
So it's this movie called Chronicle. It's about three. You like that one? Three.
We're getting there, folks.
Yeah, high school seniors. 3 of them, and Michael B. Jordan plays the one who is not the awkward, friendless one. He's the popular one. Okay. He's the kid who's running for class president. He's a little athletic, although he's not a jock necessarily. But he's definitely kind of got it more together than the other two. The other kid's kind of in the middle of the road. He's a cousin of the one who's antisocial. Anyway, the boy who's more withdrawn has some family issues which make him even more withdrawn, and he decides that he's going to film a lot of stuff. That's what he's kind of doing. So he brings his camera to just a high school party that's kind of like away from homes. It's like out in the woods. There's like a building or a
all the best high school parties are.
You got to be outside. They're out in the woods, and so they discover something has possibly landed. Yeah, and there's a lot of stuff that's not answered, and it's for the best, I think. Yeah, you don't need to explain stuff to make the movie.
Plus, when you do like a found footage kind of thing, you've only got one point of view. So if that's the gimmick for this movie, then you're only going to get that one point of view, and a lot of other information is not going to come in.
Yeah, and so there's like something has maybe hit the earth, but it's caused a hole, a cave, and it goes down into the earth a bit. So the Michael B. Jordan character is friends with another boy who is the cousin of it. So those are the 3 that go down into the hole, and there's like a crystal or something that's there. The one boy, he's a little afraid, but they kind of get him down, and he's filming this. They don't take anything with them. They just are there for a little bit, and they get powers, and then they leave. And the 3 of them start to realize they can do stuff now, not immediately, but so it's kind of like with telekinesis, they're able to like move objects, lift things. The one who is more withdrawn and maybe a little angry, we're not sure yet. He seems to be, maybe because he can concentrate more, we're not really sure, not explained, but he seems to be the strongest of the 3. Okay. He seems to be able to do stuff and can control things better. The other 2 are catching up, but they're not quite as adept. But they're able to do things like levitate things, and then they're able to actually levitate themselves, and so it practically like flying, really. And so they can do these things. And the voice of reason is the boy who kind of connects the other 2, and he's like, "Nah, we got to promise that we're not gonna talk about this. Yeah. We're not going to show off too much.
Let's not abuse
We're going to don't abuse it.
And
we have to try to use it for good. We can't hurt people. We can't do certain things with it.
Well,
you know what I mean?
When you have
I
can't do it.
No, you can, Uncle Ben.
When you have great power, you've got great power and should abuse it. Great. No, I don't think that's what Ben was saying.
No, there probably was.
Anyway, go ahead. I'm sorry.
And so
when you've got great power, you've got great responsibility. No, sorry, I couldn't resist.
It starts to
go around.
Get dark for the one boy.
Good.
and it's a nice. I like this movie, but what I liked about the Michael B. Jordan character, he's popular, he's easygoing, and he kind of like moves to the school, but he's he has fun with these new powers, and the three of them still struggle with
Yeah.
what it is. Is there, their capability? Is it finite? Is it, if you know what I mean? They're still experimenting, and I like it because you really get even though you these actors. Yeah, well, maybe they're in their 20s, pretending to be 18 or 19-year-olds, but uh, Michael B. Jordan comes across as like really kind of convincingly being like this smooth, popular kid in high school. He really does come across as like, no, he could be a high school senior, and I just like that performance. And it caught my eye. He caught my attention, and he's been with us since. I know he had done. I didn't know this because I didn't follow it, but I guess he was on TV earlier, maybe like a soap opera or something, which it's just not in my wheelhouse, so I didn't know it. But so that was a movie that kind of caught my attention, Chronicle. And then he's been in a handful of movies, but the one I like, and it's probably my favorite one, or so far. Obviously, we have still a fairly young career. Is Creed, which I'll be honest, surprisingly good movie.
We overlap on that. Spoiler.
I've loved the Rocky franchise. I was in high school when the first Rocky came out, and loved it. And it's a wonderful movie. Second one, not bad, a little less. Third one, just purely by the fact that Mr. T is in it. I love that movie. I love that Mr. T performance, but that's beside the point.
Suck.
4, it's going down. 5, don't even ask me why that thing was ever made. Terrible. But then that was so bad that one, nothing happened for a little while, and then they came out with that Rocky Balboa.
Yeah, that was.
And that one wasn't bad at all. And it looked like that was going to be Sylvester Stallone's Rocky career swan song. That looked like that was it.
And then
supposedly
shoehorn in
Ryan Coogler proposed this new movie, the Creed movie, to him, and he, according to what I've read, was he said, "No, I don't want to be in it," and then he told him more about his thing, and then it was just one of those things that Sylvester Stallone said, well, I guess in the right hands, maybe this will be good.
It kind of works.
So that one I really liked. I loved the fact that Michael B. Jordan, he's his own character in the movie, but the time that he's in and sharing scenes with Rocky, Sylvester Stallone, I think are very good. And the scenes where he's in there with Bianca, that's his girlfriend, Tessa Thompson?
Yeah.
Oh, good. Okay. I was like, she doesn't have a question mark at the end of her name, but I'll say it like that anyway. No, so the time that he's on the screen with her as Bianca, same thing. Just, it's gold. The
stuff between those two, I think, is really, really good.
Yes.
And it's a huge, I don't know, it's a big responsibility to kind of be this character in this franchise. There's a lot that could have gone wrong.
Oh yeah.
And for him to
I
bring what he does to it.
Yeah.
And like I said, those scenes with Tessa Thompson.
Yeah.
Are just,
I love he shares screen time very well in this movie. Really does. And then there's times, of course, where we see him and we get,
Yeah.
his thoughts, his viewpoints, his ups and downs, and to me, he really just nails it all the time. I think it's a wonderful movie. It's a great character, and he's there's other things that are bothering him, and this and that one, and it's he's been a, even though he is the biological child of Apollo Creed. When he makes this decision, he's raised in foster home situation, but when his birth mother passes away, he ends up in this foster home thing. Apollo Creed's had a child out of wedlock, and that's what that is. But Apollo Creed, who died in whatever Rocky IV, is before the birth of.
That Carl Weathers is just like, damn it, why did I let them kill me? I've got a new career. I'm just like, I'm in the Mandalorian. I could have
got a lot of good things going on. Oh, but that Ivan Drago killed me.
God, I could have come back.
So he's raised in a foster home, but then when he's adopted by the wife of Apollo Creed, now all of a sudden he's got wealth. So he's raised in this world, completely different than what it was, and goes to the best schools. He's got a lot of stuff on track. He's got this white collar job, and not very satisfied, and that's what has him kind of dabble, if you will, into boxing. And then he's pretty good, but he doesn't really have much support, training, that sort of thing. So it's tougher to take it seriously. And anyway, that's how he eventually goes to Philadelphia, reaches out to Rocky, his character. But what I love too is that he's, you really feel it. There's this pain of like, he's his own man too. He doesn't want to always be. Now that they found out that this is Apollo Creed's son, Adonis Creed or Adonis Johnson, and he changes. He adds the Creed, when he's adopted.
He's under that.
So so now he's under that one, and he's going to be scrutinized and judged. And is this a shadow he can ever come out from? Whatever. But I just love the fact that how he's able to wear down Rocky, because Rocky doesn't want anything to do with boxing anymore. He's alone. His wife is dead. His brother-in-law is dead. A lot of the people he's with are dead. Mickey, the old trainer, Apollo's dead. All these people are dead, and he's just rather, I don't need this. But he's able to wear him down. You know what I mean? And
like,
he finally
those
convinces
scenes are
him.
fantastic.
And then when he falls in love with Bianca, wonderful. That's wonderful stuff. And it really makes me think this. We'll call it the Rocky saga, but now it's the Creed saga. That could live on for a little while, and maybe not. Maybe. We've already had one sequel to that one, Creed 2. So who knows? But I love that character.
Nope.
Well done. I just found it believable. And that's saying something, because I used to be a really big fan, and then there was a while that it's like, it was tough to be there was a time period where it was tough to be a fan of that franchise.
Well, yeah, because it got all
stupid,
it just
got
quite frankly.
Yeah, it did.
What's your third?
My third one is Black Panther, where he's Eric Killraven.
We're gonna
we got a couple there we're overlapping on.
Killmonger.
Yep. Killmonger. What is it? Killraven. I didn't mean Killraven's another Marvel bad guy.
Killmonger. We do overlap with that one as well.
So that one there. This character, is he resentful? Is he aggressive?
Angry.
He's angry. There's a lot of reasons too, but the thing is, he's more multi-dimensional than you think. It's not like oh, he's the bad guy because he just doesn't like Black Panther. Oh, he didn't like
no,
he didn't like this or he didn't like this.
he wants to use those powers for evil.
Yeah, exactly.
And you can almost kind of see his point about, Wakanda,
and it's funny
bringing
because
Wakanda into the world in a powerful way.
Right. And
You know?
and the other thing is there's this he comes from, even though he's Wakandan by heritage, he's like born and raised in Oakland.
Yeah, exactly.
But he's heard the stories from his dad. He knows that his dad was exiled, this sort of thing. And he would like to go back.
Yeah. But he's got a whole different approach to Wakanda, using its
and what's kind of interesting,
power.
exactly. And the other thing that's interesting is the Black Panther character, which was created by Stan Lee earlier in the 60s as a comic, and then then that character got a little bigger, got his own title, that sort of thing. Just that name, Black Panther, is interesting because the Killmonger character is actually more in line with Black Panther organization as it was in the 60s and 70s in the United States. So that's kind of interesting.
Yeah.
Like, he's got a different influence, and there's a different, you know what I mean? There's maybe a time for violence, might not be. There's a time to
assert oneself.
Assert oneself, but also there's the time we sit back and take stock of what the heritage is, what we got to give, and what we can learn from our past and stuff. And that's kind of what he's doing in a certain way with wanting
he's just sort
to
of
like take Wakanda to a different level. Because basically the whole theme of Wakanda is that they've got everything. They just don't want any other colonial powers or whatever to take over. And so it's not easier, but it's best to keep it under wraps and keep people from knowing this certain
they're both
heritage
extremes.
Yeah,
exactly. He wants to go out and take what's ours. We've got this power. Let's use it.
Yeah.
And T'Challa's just like, well, no, man, we're cool. We're just gonna stay here. We're good.
We're just gonna do what we've done.
Gonna do our thing and do what we've done. When there really is, and there was no compromising between them. So what I really like, as I sort of drift into my three,
no, go ahead,
is at the end when Killmonger realizes that not only he's lost this fight. Yeah. And he's sort of standing there, the sun's going down. It's a beautifully shot scene. Mm-hmm. But he's also realizing that his vision for Wakanda is gone and his people are gone. And it's not just Wakandans, but Black people worldwide. Yeah. It's just he's gone, and that there doesn't look like there's gonna be any way for that power to go, his vision of that power to go out into the world. And so you see that, and it's a great scene. You just see that in his face as he's dying. Because not only is he physically dying, but his dream and his vision of the future is dying. And he's probably more sad about that than his own personal physical kind of going.
I would think so.
And he does. This is probably my favorite role of his, because I think that is the way that he embodies that is just so beautifully done. Yeah, and he's rage, and he's just like a compressed spring, ready to just burst out and show this is who we are.
It's great writing. Because we have better, Marvel movies, better, comic book, superhero movies, but there used to be a time when the bad guys, the supervillains, whatever we're calling them, whoever they were, in some of these earlier movies, It was so one-dimensional.
Yeah, I just want to rule the world.
Or I'm crazy.
Or what would have happened?
Or I'm mean, or I'm really strong.
If this wasn't, taken from the comics and put into a Marvel movie, blah, 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 this would have been, okay, hey, you know what? Let's write a story about there's a king from this magical land.
Yes, yeah.
And that they've kept themselves very, cloistered from the rest of the world. Yeah. But then someone, who's had done that whole story, but it wouldn't have been in the context of a comic book.
Right.
If they would have said, you know what, let's take the themes from this comic book story and put them into a real world context. And that might have been a good movie because there wasn't the vision or the view of comic books as being elevated as they've been in the last 12 years or so.
Thank God.
So I think it's great that this great story gets to sort of stay with its original characters. So a great role. Yeah. Hey, before I continue, like and subscribe to this channel and go to Instagram and Facebook and all that stuff.
Please do.
My next one would be well, we talked about Creed. Those scenes with Sylvester Stallone and the scenes with Tessa Thompson, I think, are just really a great highlight of his talent, where his character is, and it's just you really feel it, I guess.
No, it's true.
Crazy, but
it sounds really corny in that sense. But it actually, that movie. I'm sorry if I'm going to start talking about it again, but Creed really brings you back to the first Rocky movie.
It really does.
It really does.
It really does. Stay
but
without
like
franchise.
saying, oh, it's just riding on the coattails. No.
I think it broadens it.
It does. It broadens it, and it's this whole thing. And it's like, there's some things that are still there, but the fact when he's like running through the street, and it's kind of like the Rocky scene, but now it's with the guys on the bikes, motorcycles and stuff. And it's just like, I don't want to say like, oh, it's just a simple reboot, because it's not.
No, it's not.
I think it's because there's heart. The writing is good and the acting is great, but there's that heart, in the heart and the determination and all that stuff. But the heart was what made that first movie. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
There's something there. And it's there now because of Michael B. Jordan's Creed.
Yeah, and I think it's it really. I mean, I was joking before, and I'm just like, Carl Weathers, just like, why did I let them kill me? But imagine what they could have done with that if the Apollo Creed character was still alive. There's a lot they could have done, and Michael B. Jordan, I think, would have definitely held his own in that. So, my next Michael B. Jordan is.
I didn't mean to cut that short.
No.
If you had more to say,
that's fine. Fahrenheit 451.
Okay.
Which is such a weird. It's. I mean, I read the book 100 million years ago, but the movie is okay. Did you ever see it?
Yeah. And let's face it, especially with iconic 20th century novels and stuff. When they make movies of some of those, it's kind of tough.
Yeah, this one I thought was a pretty good job. It's a tough one to kind of do. I thought they did a perfectly fine job. But what I liked about it was, aside from the scenes where he's like raging, we're gonna do fires, and he's just like in that fireman mode. Yeah. In those quieter moments when he's alone. And he's just sort of questioning things. He's having a couple flashbacks to his dad. You can really see it's not like a total flick a switch change in his opinion of everything that goes on. Yeah. This bizarre dystopian type of thing. But you can see the slow questioning, of this character. He's just like, and he's just kind of thinking, well, this doesn't make a lot, and he's just starting to ask questions. And I think what I like about it, and there's some stuff to like about this movie, but this performance and the way they did this character was great because of how it's a lot of nonverbal stuff, which I think is it's difficult to convey a change of heart and a way of thinking. But I found it believable. I think that it saved the movie in a lot of ways. The movie had a lot of really, really interesting things to say. You know, oh, there were so many people with so many opinions. We had to shut that down. And you know, it's just like, oh, you know what? Maybe shutting people up a little for, you know, a generation isn't a bad idea. But he does an amazing job in that. It's a complex book. It's a complex story, and just to bring that questioning human element into it, I thought it was pretty good. So that's my my three.
I look forward to what we're going to see in the future.
Yeah,
with Michael B. Jordan. Because he's had other ones too, obviously out there that we could have picked.
I'd like to see him.
There were other movies we could have picked, but I picked mine, you picked yours, and you know, we have our reasons.
I'd like to see him next do some sort of bizarre madcap comedy, you know, just to see him lighten up a bit. Anyway,
I think he could do it.
Let's recap yours. We both agreed on Creed, and we both agreed on Black Panther. And then you also had, oh my God, was I even here for the last 15 minutes?
It's a smaller.
It was Chronicle. Yeah.
And yours was Fahrenheit 451.
The other one, yes.
Which is a hot temperature to hold a book at.
It really is not easy.
No.
Special effects guys did a nice job with that. So. Yeah, they probably had good interns.
Okay, now
you asked me a question. Hey, where'd you get that shirt? That's a nice looking shirt.
You like that shirt?
Yeah, I have one too. Actually, I'm kidding. We do have shirts available, folks.
Yes.
We're gonna put the link down in the. We finally got merch. You can get a mug, or you can get a hoodie, or I think we got phone cases too. So let's do that. Let's support the channel.
Tickets, subs, and
popcorn. Yeah. So
catchy name.
Yeah, it really is. So yeah. So there's a link down in the description. So check that out. That'd be really cool.
He said.
That would be nice. Thanks so much. So you asked me a question.
I did ask you a question at the beginning, right?
Sports that
because we do see
underrepresented.
Matter of fact, we just mentioned Creed.
Boxing, there's been enough boxing.
Which there's been loads, and I'll be honest, I'm partial to boxing, but there are so many movies related to boxing.
Yeah.
So now, are there sports or a sport that we either never see or we don't see often enough?
I would say, I mean, we've done dodgeball. There was a table tennis one.
Right, Balls of Fury.
Yep.
Right.
There was.
But even like chess. Chess has been done a lot.
Chess has been, a lot?
Yeah, there's a few Bobby Fischer related ones.
Movies. And then there was Queen's Gambit,
Which
was fantastic.
There's just, like, so certain sports, I would even say, if like some people may not consider it a sport, but it's a game,
sport, or some sort of game. Sport. Right. So
and it's been done, but there have to be some out there that haven't done that.
Tennis.
Yeah, but we still have seen tennis in movies.
Yeah, but I mean, you don't get a lot of tennis movies.
No, I guess we don't get a lot.
You know,
but I mean, we've seen it with Battle of the Sexes and a few other. You know,
maybe Scrabble. Not a lot of Scrabble movies. If they can make Queen's Gambit look compelling, you know, okay, they could make Scrabble. I'm a huge Scrabble fan.
But you know, even like competitions like spelling bees have been done in movies.
Yeah, wasn't there one with Jason Bateman?
Yeah, you're right.
That was really, really funny. Yeah. I wish I could remember the name of that movie.
There's actually like a documentary.
Yeah, but documentaries don't count.
No. But it opens the door for then people to start to think, and I think we started to see some movies because of that.
I would go either tennis or
isn't a bad one.
Or Scrabble.
Now I've seen
documentaries don't count.
You have too. I know. we've seen, you've seen a lot of movies on sports that
Water skiing, you don't see a lot of.
Yeah, we don't get a lot of water skiing movies. I do think though that's in Jaws 3 maybe. I don't remember either, but it's one of those. Yeah, that one. The one
and when you go looking for water skiing movies, you can't Google like water sports because
that opens up something bad.
So different. That was the weirdest 17 hours I've ever spent.
It just didn't stop. I wonder why.
Well, it autoplays.
Yes.
But ironically, I was very dehydrated.
Let's stop this one.
So
I did the one I was thinking of is almost related. I was thinking of water polo, because when I moved from Massachusetts to California, it wasn't like water polo had any presence in New England.
Not really. No.
You come here and
you can only be in a pool in New England.
Yeah, exactly, for like 6-7 hours.
I was going to say
the whole year.
minutes.
Yeah.
So that's how summer lasts.
Yeah, pretty much. But like here, it's like it's a common high school sport.
Yeah.
It's like a big deal. And so I didn't know that until I moved, and then I started realizing it. Like so many high schools have water polo. It's got a big presence that way. And so then I started to think like,
no water polo movies.
There haven't been too many movies. There's one, I'm not going to get the title. There's actually 2 movies.
Not documentaries.
No, not really. No, they aren't documentaries. But they're both about the same thing, though. They're about the 1956 Hungarian
you lost me in
water polo team, which was in the gold medal round at the Olympics. And it's because they both came out the same year too, but one is Hungarian, and then the other one, I can't remember the title. The other one, it was produced by Quentin Tarantino because, I can't think of the title, but the people who wanted to do it went to college with Lucy Liu, and so they were in touch with her, and they knew that she was friendly because of.
Is it like a movie, or is it?
Yeah,
like
no, it is.
All right, we'll find it. We'll put it up.
I can't think of what it's called.
Stuff like that.
But they both came out in time for like the 50th anniversary, so it's got to be 2006 then, because it was 1956. And it was a great, and it was a great. It was a great story, and it was.
Who's in it? Nobody.
No. Oh, nobody I know. I couldn't tell you who's in it. Couldn't tell you at all.
So we will not probably have.
We probably won't see
about our
another
top
water
3
polo.
Hungarian water polo.
Yeah, because we only got
actors.
one really.
Because, anyway.
Wow. But so I think water polo would be interesting. But I've actually been to a lot of different in different road trips. I've been to a lot of different sports halls of fame, and so I'll think of different ones I've been to, and I'll say, oh yeah, but there is a movie about this sport, or there is a movie like even like pool and billiards, things like that.
Well,
there's a lot of those.
There's
card ones, poker ones. There's like a bunch of those. So those have been done. Even like long distance running, a lot of those have been done.
It's Scrabble and sword fighting with those little things, the little swords you get at a bar. That like mini épée or something like that. I don't know. Yeah. They're going to be in like the 2032 Olympics or something. Read an article.
Great.
So
actually, fencing is a thing that you don't see too often. I don't mean fencing like in some old romantic movie.
No, but you mean
I mean like actual about the sport.
Yeah, you know.
Even wrestling, not professional wrestling. Even the other one, like World According to Garp, there's wrestling involved in different movies like that.
Yeah.
So like if I think of it, like baseball, football, hockey, they've all been done
to death.
And
well, that's a good point.
Anyway,
telling you, waiting for the Scrabble thing. Let's do the bucket.
Why not?
Why not? I want to do it.
Okay, you do it.
I want to.
Whoa, wait a minute. Throw the out of control here, mister. Out of control.
Sorry.
I blame Corky. He gave you too much of that.
You are
Wowie
right.
sauce.
Did you have motor skills like not working there? So what do we got?
What are you talking about? Mid one. Here we go. Okay. Yes.
Yeah.
I have to do a little bit of homework, but
All right, cool.
just to brush up on.
All right, that'll be good. Fine. All right, cool. Yeah. All right, well, thanks everybody for watching this episode of Ticket Stubs and Popcorn. Please remember to like and subscribe. Find us on, what are we talking about? Instagram and Facebook.
Facebook, things like that.
All that kind of stuff. So, see you next time.
Bye.